Hey everyone, I'm Dan Demers. I'm the CEO of Cinchi. Cinchi is a play on the word cinch, which means simple. Today, we're going to talk about who really has control over your data. Sadly, this subject is far from simple. But let's think this through. Who actually has control over your data? At a personal level, do you have control over your data? Think about your health records, your financial data. Do you know who has access? If you wanted to, can you take that access away? You sign up for a social network because that makes it easy to stay connected to family and friends, but what do you give up in return? At a professional level, do large enterprises have control over their data? Do your customers have control over your data? Do your employees? Your company signs up for a SaaS platform because of major cost efficiencies and enticing functionality, but what else do you give up beyond the actual fees? The real question is not who controls your data, but what, and the answer may surprise you. It is your applications that are in complete control over your data. They entice you with functionality and efficiencies, but you pay for this privilege with a loss of control. The more applications you have, the less control you have. Applications do this with 3 tricks. The first, they silo and trap your data behind hundreds of application-specific databases. Second, they make it impossible to protect data privacy. In a world where data is copied and the logic to restrict who can see and change data is implemented in individual applications, the ability to properly protect your data is at best an illusion. It's kind of akin to trying to secure an airport where every seat on every plane has its own security personnel and own security procedures. The illusion of protection. And finally, they severely limit your ability to use your own data. If we take a really simple example, let's take an email application, Outlook. It has lots of functionality, but it prevents you from sending an email to all of your contacts that live in the city of New York, as one of a million things that the application can't do. And that is a universal truth of every application that ever has and ever will be created. Applications are not enabling you to manage your data, they are limiting and acting as a barrier that separate you from your own data. Of course, you don't give up so easily, you fight back. You implement ETLs, APIs, data warehouses, data lakes, MDM, reconciliations, and many more. These are the workarounds that only address individual symptoms. These are akin to the Tylenols and Advils of the data world. Each of these add to your complexity, but they don't end up giving you the control you rightfully deserve. The result is ever-growing complexity, and it's reaching a crisis level. If you're familiar with the work of Joseph Tainter, you'll be well aware of the danger of ever-growing complexity. It's been known to cause entire societies to collapse. If you're not familiar with it, it's definitely worth spending a few minutes on Wikipedia. Thankfully, there is hope. If you look back over the past decade, collaboration technology has dramatically simplified many aspects of our work. The way that you work on documents, the way that you message, the way that you meet, the way that you deliver projects, dramatically simpler today than it was just 10 years back. And what we're doing at Cinchi is applying that proven simplification paradigm of collaboration with the incredibly complex world of data. And it's a magical combination, and frankly, the impact of data collaboration is far greater than the sum of all these others combined. The only way to get control of your data is to separate it from the applications, and that's exactly what data collaboration enables. Data collaboration is the only way to actually get control over your data. But how does it work? Using my phone, I can send a message to each of you, but I don't have to run a physical wire from my phone to each of your phones. That would be ridiculous, but that's exactly how data works. These wires are ETLs, APIs, and hundreds of other technology approaches to do that. Just imagine how limiting that is. That's only possible by managing it as a network. And networks are not a new concept. Obviously, the internet's a good example. You can look at the telephone, the power grid. There are many examples. And not only does the human brain manage information as a network, even the logic is a function of the data itself. Data is all connected. It is a network. Data does not belong inside of an application. What you're seeing is my company's data network. This picture was taken just a few days ago. So what you're seeing is all the different nodes of data. Each node represents a data set. The more connected a data set, the larger it appears. The different colors represent different domains. So you can see for our company, employees is our most connected data set, and it's part of the HR domain. Think of that as a subnetwork. On the network, we can search for any data set. So let's look for leads, open that up, and I can follow that data from leads to opportunities, from opportunities to order forms, from order forms to invoices to license grants. All data about the company is all accessible through a single interface that is protecting the data at the cellular level. And some of this data is managed natively on the platform, and some of it may be connected in from legacy systems. And those connections can be done over the course of a couple of hours. But how does it work without a data network? First, there's an app for everything and a database for every app. Because the data is siloed, you work around the issue by copying data across databases using ETLs and APIs and other complex strategies. This results in data being copied across databases. Well, users can't use the database directly, so you work around the problem by building user experiences and complex code to enforce business rules. Because of the siloed and duplicated data, you also need to work around that problem by building a read-only copy of your data in the form of a data warehouse, data lake, data marts, or more likely, many of each of those things. If you stand up a new application, it doesn't matter if you buy or build, it doesn't matter if it's on cloud or on-prem, the pattern is the same. You have a user experience with an application with complex code and a database, and you spend more than half your project wiring it up to make it work. If we rewind and redo this with a data collaboration approach, it's exponentially simpler. You have data as an interconnected network, as it actually should be, and instead of complex code, you have what we call data experiences. So the point of extending the network and adding a new experience is as simple as a single line, in the same way that my phone has one connection to the network, and through the network, I am connected to each of you. So if we go back to the network, again, this is our company's actual data network. Not only can we visualize the network, but we can go into the data and I can see and change the data depending on my level of access. Now I can interact with the data through a dynamic experience like we saw there, but you can also create custom skins that are, think of them as just costumes you can put on your data to allow you to interact with that data. But there's one network of data. This will look and feel and smell like an application to you, but there is no application. It is a skin and data as a network. That's it. That's how it should work. Here, what you're seeing is an example of a skin for a loan officer at a bank to be able to approve mortgage applications that were submitted online, where we've also integrated machine learning and also pulled back the explainability. And what you're seeing, the entire end-to-end solution was built over the course of a couple of days and is clearly able to scale to support millions of users. This would take 6+ months, cost millions of dollars with conventional technology. Really, the point of all of this is that you can save a ton of time and money. And even if you just look at the integration cost alone, it's a huge percentage of your overall spend. What if that was zero? That's really what we're talking about here. And it's much bigger than just integration. Just imagine how much money you spend on controls, governance, buying applications, building applications. This is huge. Our entire thesis is that the future of data is that you will actually have control over your data. And the platform was really designed working backwards from the future versus working forward from the present. And it works very different than conventional systems. Owners of data are providing access, they're not providing copies. All data is version controlled with built-in change approvals. It's granular down to a data cell level, and you have, just like your money, you can put your money wherever you want. You can put it in your wallet, under your mattress, in a bank account. Same with your data. You should have total control where your data resides. You can have it on-prem, you can have it in the cloud. We're going to be doing a talk tomorrow where we're going to walk through an example of one of millions of use cases. We're going to demonstrate how you can take back control of data from disconnected SaaS platforms and add functionality connected to your internal data without giving up control over that data. And we'll show you how that can be done over the course of just a couple of days. So we're talking tomorrow at noon. And Chris, I don't know where the talk is, somewhere. You have to find us. We're very excited about this shift. If you look back at major shifts, 1951, launch of the first commercial mainframe, 1979, launch of the first relational database. This was the beginning of the end of mainframes, the dawn of the age of distributed systems. Well, data collaboration is absolutely the next big shift, and we launched the first data collaboration platform this year. And we're very excited about it, and as we're coming out of stealth, it's also getting a lot of attention. So just over the past month, we've appeared on 3 separate hype cycles with Gartner. We were just selected as a top pick in the enterprise category by TechCrunch, so I'll be in San Francisco next week for Disrupt. Our customers include some of the biggest, most complex organizations in the world. They use Sinchi to cut their project timelines in half and get control back over their data. So in summary, Sinchi makes it really easy to connect all of your data together, to expand the network as your business evolves, protect it with cellular level data protections, and enable your employees, customers, and even AI to collaborate on your data in real time. We're just down here in aisle 1500, booth P6. Come chat with us, and again, I'll be doing a longer talk where I'll give a live demo tomorrow at noon. Hope to see you there. Thank you.